Hi there, welcome to Community Made, the podcast dedicated to exploring the powerful ways we connect in our lives, our work, and our business. I'm your host, Ingrid Zapata Read, and in each episode, we'll dive into genuine conversations that shape our sense of belonging, offering insights and real stories about building meaningful communities in life, in business, online, and offline. Let's grow! Fatima is a mom of three, a community builder, and entrepreneur. After a decade-long career in finance, she took a bold leap from managing millions in investments to building brands and communities from the ground up. Fatima now runs Viva Nova Media, helping small businesses and purpose-driven brands show up online with clarity and confidence. Fatima also recently co-founded NJK Partners, a private investment firm focused on family-friendly investments along with her husband. Fatima's work is rooted in intentional storytelling and creating spaces where both families and businesses can thrive. Fatima, I'm so excited to have you here.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you.
Oh, you're like out in nature and I'm just here inside in a box. So we're going to live through you right now. We're going to all pretend that we're outside.
Yeah, I mean, I love being in nature, but also if I was home, this wouldn't really work that well.
No, I think it fits the episode. You're actually one of the first episodes that I'm recording. You're the first episode. So how do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I'm not nervous because, hello, it's just another chat with you like we do every day, right?
Well, I'm glad you say that. No, but I'm glad you say that because that's my goal. You and I have had plenty of conversations on the phone, in the DMs, through chats.
Mostly voice notes.
Voice notes, right? And I feel like we get so many gems out of those voice notes back and forth. Like business strategy, life, kids, everything. And so I feel like that should just be let out for everyone to also have access to it, because why are we gatekeeping all of this information?
No, we don't gatekeep. Not around here.
No, we
can't.
Tell me,
what do you want to know? We have all the secret sauce.
Let's take everyone back because you and I have actually known each other for a while. We've been internet besties, right? Well, almost 8 years ago now. And
it sounded like you said 1. 8. Not 8. Yeah.
Yes.
I have 3 whole kids
years.
Now.
Like,
yeah, I have 3 whole kids now. I've had a newborn when we first met. Yeah.
See, that's what I did too. They're really close in age. Our oldest are really close in age. And so that's been almost 8 years ago now. And that was back in the working mom kind days. Like we were dealing with a lot. We went through the pandemic, multiple kids, changes, moving, buying houses, leaving corporate, for example. Both of us, different times, but still the same.
Yeah.
And starting our own businesses. And so the universe brought us back together. And I feel like that's the power that social media holds.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I mean, I wouldn't have had the audacity to even start my own business without just finding connection on social media. Like that's really the root of where I found my actual community. And now I get to build it in real life too.
Yeah. Well, and community can look different for everyone, right? And for us at that point in our lives was social media. That's just what we were doing in our free time. And that's how we were getting through those early stages of being a parent. And then the pandemic happened. And I feel like, we all disconnected in our own ways. And then just recently, literally, the universe was like, no, Fatima, Ingrid, you must keep this moving. And I feel like I tried. I messaged you a few times. And you were just oh, yes. And then never got back to me.
No, you know what it was? It was also, like my life was just so totally different. And I was, trying to make it all work within this mold that I was giving of what I thought I was supposed to do. And it really didn't leave me much time to focus on what really mattered, which is making community, having these connections in real life, because it took so much out of me to go through the daily hustle of corporate life and just trying to balance my own mental health. So, as soon as I decided and made the decision to quit and to just leave corporate, I was like, yes, let's do it. the first time you said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" I was like, "Let's go. Where are we meeting? I'll be there." And
You know what's
here
funny
we
though?
are.
You left corporate and you were like, I'm not going to start one business. I'm going to start two. Can you tell me
Listen.
about that?
So, all right, funny story. I don't want to put anybody on blast here, but my partner has been working on this business plan for like 2 years, and he still told himself he wasn't ready to leave corporate, right?
Yeah.
Our second business, it's for those who don't know, it's a private equity fund. It's called NJK Partners. It's focused on family friendly investments with a focus on the underserved communities, right? So it's through both of our own lived experiences of being in corporate and knowing and seeing the whole dynamic of like how society and these systems weren't made for us. And knowing that there's so much more we have to offer that doesn't fit within these like boundaries or these hard lines that we're given, right? So anyway, so he built it for like he planned it and did the business plan and everything for like 2 years, but still wouldn't pull the trigger. And I got to the point in my career where I was struggling with my health, and my firm, they weren't very flexible or just caring about it. And I was just like, you know what? I conceptualized my whole business like 7 years ago when right after we first met, right? And I just like with the pandemic, I got scared and I never pulled the trigger because I wanted that stability for my family. But then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Like I don't need anything but the community I've already built. Like so I pulled the trigger, and at first my husband was like, "What are you doing? We're not ready. You didn't plan it." Like
I
I've
think
been
we all
working
go through
on
that
this for
shock.
2 years. And then afterwards, he's like, "Wow, you know what? You're right. We can do this. I'm going to quit too." So then we both put our jobs to corporate, and now we're both running our two businesses side by side. Like, go hard or go home.
Listen, and you went you went hard. And the crazy part here is that, like we all know entrepreneurship is wild, right? It's a wild
It is.
ride. And you were like, I'll get on this roller coaster and then I'll get on another one where I get to work with my partner, which I like. I actually do enjoy working with mine. And some
Yeah.
people do. Obviously, you do. A lot of people don't. And so how has it like what has it been like so far, building your own business and then also having Kevin, his name's Kevin,
Yeah, it's his name's
like
Kevin.
you
Yeah.
two building something together? Any tips, like what's going on for those that are like, how are you making it happen right now? Both of you quit, you're now building. What's going
I
on?
mean, I think a lot of it is also just understanding that we're both working towards the same goal. Like whether it's through one business or the other, they both are very well aligned and they have the same core vision and values at the center of it, right? So yeah, maybe one is a little bit more um focused on analytical things or the finance side of business, and one is a lot more creative, which that's my area, right? But I lean on his strengths and he leans on mine. So for me, the creative and everything, that's my place. That's my zone of genius, right? But I need his business savvy skills. I need to make sure that this business that I'm building, it's going to be sustainable, and it's going to be something that's scalable, and it's something that, we're doing intentionally. So I think it's actually helpful to just understand and hone into each other's zone of genius and our strengths.
Yeah. And then knowing that you're working towards the same goal, like you want this to succeed. So you have to hustle. And you guys have been going where? To the library every day to work?
Yeah.
Where's your office right now?
My office right now is right here at the Westport Library. You know, we leave the house to come work because we have 3 kids, and although they're like in camp or school, we still have a 2-year-old at home. We have childcare, but the kids, if they see us around, they want to be with us. but
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to still work side by side, although
Yeah.
we can work wherever, but it's nice to be together.
No, I love that. So then let's keep peeling back the layers because we're talking
Uh-oh.
we're
We're
get
sharing the
ready.
tea. Okay.
Well, listen, you again, like I just want to be clear of everything you've been going through this year because it's been a big transition. You quit your job, you started a business, and you also do a lot of work in your local community and your kids' school. And so I want to get this right. It's the PTO or the PTA because I
The
know there's two.
PTA. Yeah. So here in Fairfield, we have a PTA.
Okay.
So last year I was the PTA president for my son's elementary school, co-president, and this year I am going to be the president. So yeah, we're very involved.
Yeah.
We also, Kevin and I both coach both of our boys' little league teams. I'm the team manager, so I'll take care of the roster, the uniform sizes, the scheduling, and making sure the communication everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
And he does the actual coaching and being with the kids and interacting. And it's nice because although we spend a lot of time working and building our businesses, and our kids are part of that, of course, but this is a
Mm-hmm.
way that we're able to get into their lives where we see them in their
Yeah.
environment and their friends, and really get to build relationships with them as well.
And don't you play softball too?
I
Because
do.
I've seen you with that cute uniform in your pictures.
I do. I'm not like really good, but I did play in high school, and again, through community, of course. Like it's all really very community based. So I'm on the
Yeah.
softball team with the other moms from my son's school. They're not all part of the PTA. They actually, many few of them are, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, we have a really nice community where everyone is kind of engaging and doing things that they love and finding
Yeah.
ways to do it together. So it's
So I'll
nice.
just go ahead and label you. I feel like you are a natural community builder.
I think I am. I think I am.
Yeah?
I wouldn't have naturally said that about myself. I'm actually an introvert.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to
Mm-hmm.
be social online than in person. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, at the end of the day, I think we weren't meant to do life alone, like in
Yeah.
motherhood, in business, in just everyday life. Like we were
Yeah.
meant to do it together. And I think when we are together, greater things can
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Yeah. I feel like we grow
And
faster. We achieve more together.
and it just feels better. Like it's so nice to be able to have someone to share your success with, or share your stories with, or just to
Mm-hmm.
be like
Yeah.
accountability partners, or to just like, oh my gosh, like we did that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's better when we double the impact.
Yeah. Now I feel like you are a little bit like me. You just said you consider yourself an introvert. And I feel like I can be a little bit of both. It just depends on who I'm with. Because I've seen you
Yeah.
out. We've been out in social settings and you're out there. Like
Am
you're socializing and you're engaging and you're talking and you're walking around owning the room. So when it comes to doing that, right? Like we have an event coming up that we're gonna go to together.
Yeah.
And I suggested to you, well, why don't you carpool? And you were like, I
What?
can't.
Okay, so all right, you're putting me on blast here. Yes. Um, I think it definitely takes a different type of social battery, right? It's like it's draining. But also I'm social in a way where like I won't spark conversation with a stranger, or I won't
Yeah.
but like I will absolutely be vulnerable and open, and I will speak my
Yeah.
truth. And that's usually why people end up talking to me, and then they're asking me questions, and then we're having conversation, right? But it's just from me being completely open and vulnerable, and I'm like, yeah, what do you want to know? Let's talk about it. Like I'm here. I
Put me on the
if
spot, Ingrid.
Yeah, I'm like, if I have any lessons that I can share to help you make sure you don't
Yeah.
make the same mistakes I do, like let's talk about it, right?
When
But
I,
no.
and I do have a point though. The reason why I brought this up is because as we were like chatting back and forth about it, I was like, you know what, she's right. And I think I feel that way too, because you said on the ride back home, I'm going to need to just sort of disassociate, like to
Mm-hmm.
process just talking to so many people, being in a loud space, whether we think about it or not, it really does mess with us, especially when we're so used to engaging online and just being behind a screen and not, not thinking twice about it. And I was like, you know what, she's right. I too would want to be in my car alone, just sort of
Yeah.
processing everything before coming back home to the chaos of the
To
kids.
the kids and everything. Well, you know what I think it is? Naturally, I'm like a very generous and giving person. And that's not just in tangible ways, it's through energy and everything too. So like just like after pouring so much out, I need to
Mm-hmm.
center myself, and I also need to like when there's so many like voices and so much noise and so much happening, I need to take a minute to sit back and reflect on like making sure that I'm staying true to my own voice and my own thoughts and not like adapting someone else's just because
Yeah.
that's the environment that I'm in, right? Like I want to make sure that
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to myself and I'm staying
Yeah.
true to myself and I'm not accidentally like forming and blending and molding myself based on other people um around me.
Yeah. So then you give so much in your local community to your with your clients, friends, partners, all of that, and business partners, and then your one partner, Kevin, and your
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, just
And
one.
so like what do you like let me just be clear there. Business partners, which you guys happen to be both though. So anyway,
Oh yeah.
um
I mean,
how do you like what does unplugging look like for you then? Like what do you like to do?
so honestly, um I do like being with people, like in social settings, right? Like I do enjoy
Yeah.
that. But also I need to be grounded first, I think, so that I can show up for people. So I need to I need time to like decompress and reflect afterwards, but I
Yeah.
also need time beforehand to prepare for it. So like I'll wake up early, I'll read my Bible, I'll pray, I'll listen to worship music, I'll sit in my car. Like after
Yeah.
our event, I'll probably be in my car driving home, listening to a podcast, singing my heart out, or listening to my audiobook,
Yeah.
just something that's gonna take me away from like the chaos of the world that kind of
Yeah.
just center me and just be
Mm-hmm.
present.
Yeah.
Um, because that's the only thing that kind of keeps me grounded. Otherwise, you feel like you're rushing through life and you don't
Yeah.
realize like you don't take a step back to just be grateful
Mm-hmm.
for what we have.
And
Like,
I don't want to say that, social media and just being online, working from home did this to us, but I do feel like there's something that comes from, again, being behind the screen every single day, meeting after meeting and email after email, that we've kind of forgotten what it's like to just step back. And so I'm glad that you share what you do because again, going back to the thought of carpooling after a big event, I was like, no, I want to put the radio on and just zone out and drive safely, of course, to my
mm-hmm.
own songs, to my own playlist, and not have
Yeah,
to worry about, talking to someone the whole ride
or
home.
people pleasing, or like
Yeah.
molding or adapting yourself to someone else's
Mm-hmm.
interest in music. Like it could be the most basic thing,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think
So
just making
now,
space for yourself.
no, absolutely. And I want to go back a little bit to working mom kind for a second because that was a community that I built for moms to come together. It grew very rapidly and it became a private community during the pandemic of almost 2,000 moms.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying this is because I want to hear from you with everything that you've been through. I mean, we all have, our own stories and journeys that we follow through life and, they just keep
Mm-hmm.
going and we go through different
Mm-hmm.
phases. But has there been a time where community sort of like pulled you out of a dark place?
A
And
100%.
like what was like what
A
comes up when I say that?
100%. When 100%, it's like the core of like my existence now. Like
Yeah.
after having my first son, like I was just in a very deep, dark place where I'm a mentally strong person and I have a strong personality. So, I kind
Yeah.
of was like a little in denial about it, but I did have really bad postpartum depression. And it wasn't really like I had support. I had my partner, I had
Mm-hmm.
family, I had my faith, but it was really something as simple as just, especially with like working mom kind, someone saying me too.
Yeah.
Just being able to acknowledge that there's nothing I could possibly do. Like, this isn't my fault. I'm not doing
Yeah.
this wrong. It's just knowing that other people feel this
Mm-hmm.
too, and
Yeah.
giving ourselves the grace to own it, number one, and number
Mm-hmm.
two, to be able to talk about it and
Yeah.
gracefully move through it together, to lean on other people. Like,
Yeah.
it's just about being held and being seen by
Mm-hmm.
other women. Like, that's
Yeah.
literally why I am where I am, and that's kind of what started my whole business. Like, the name of my
Mm-hmm.
business is Vida Nova. It's Vida Nova Media. It's because it means new life. Like, I felt like I had life like breathed into me by the community of other women and mothers who went
Yeah.
through it, and know that it is like an identity crisis, but
Yeah.
we're gonna figure
Well,
it
and I
out
feel like
together.
you do, and you have, and I feel like
Mm,
that's the beauty of community too, whether in life or in business. When you actually have that experience where you get to witness its power, I feel like something kicks in that one person, and then it makes you almost want to do that for someone else. At least that's
exactly.
how it's been for me, where you feel that I don't even know how to describe this, but it's like you feel the power, and you're like, how do I make someone else feel what I'm feeling, and how do
Yeah,
I
you want
give
to
back? And that's
multiply
what
that.
community is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like,
That's how you change. That's how every change happens. It happens with one
mhm,
person. One person will inspire one other person, and then you're
yeah,
two people. Two people will inspire two
yeah,
other people. Now you're four. And then it just keeps multiplying.
yeah.
And that's how
And you're gonna make me
community.
do math now?
Sorry, sorry.
Don't
Try to
make
keep
me
it
count,
simple.
Fatima.
I
No.
stopped at four. Okay.
I know, I was like, I hope she doesn't keep going. But no, I
You're
totally hear
funny.
you. I'm with you. You know how I feel about it. So like we've talked about challenges, we've talked about some breakthroughs. What is one wildly optimistic, maybe even a little crazy vision or goal
Hmm.
that you have for what you're building?
So, well, actually, when when I was when I was, I think I was a freshman. When I was a freshman in college,
Uh-huh.
there's like this YouTube video of me. I was being recorded by my college about like my dream, and it was to break generational cycles and to
Yeah.
be the first Latina CEO of a Fortune 500 company, if someone else didn't beat me to it. And while I admire that person in me, the real impact wasn't in the title or the role. It was more so
Mhm.
in trying to like just create a legacy. And that's what it is. I want to create a legacy for not just for me or my family, but for anyone else who looks like me and who comes from the same background. Well,
Yeah.
who am I to say that I'm going to go over and take over the, you know, capitalism and just be the Latina CEO of a Fortune 500 company, right? But just to know that success doesn't only have to look one way. Like,
Yeah.
you get to define success. I don't have to choose between a career or my
Mm-hmm.
family. I can do
Yeah.
both, and I can enjoy it. I don't have to burn out or hustle to earn my worth. Like, we are just
Yeah.
worthy as is, period.
Yeah. I love that.
Um, so yeah.
Well, you're on your way. You are.
Thanks.
And the way that I see it, if someone does something right before you, they just pave the path for it
Yeah.
to be,
And
slightly
we're gonna grow
faster and easier
together.
for you. Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
really
don't
what
I
it is.
don't I don't want to be the first to do anything, and I hope I'm not the last.
Oh,
I really
absolutely.
do,
Yeah.
because no, we're paving the way for each other. Like,
Yeah.
it's all about how, like, I wouldn't be here, or like some of the biggest growth has happened because, like I said
Mm-hmm.
earlier, someone else
Yeah.
has held me and seen me and
Mm-hmm.
opened doors for me. Like, you yourself have
Yeah.
opened so many doors for me in places that I would normally feel like I don't belong. but it's just in knowing that, you know, nothing is being taken away from you by sharing
No,
an opportunity with someone else. Instead,
absolutely.
we get to build together and
Hmm.
learn from each other.
It just multiplies it. And then I feel like it always creates this really beautiful snowball, this community snowball.
Yes,
It's a snowball,
exactly.
right?
Yes,
And it
it's
just
the
keeps getting,
snowball effect. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Hey.
and then it just keeps going. No, but it's true. And that's how I truly feel about community in general. It doesn't matter the business or the industry or the location. Like when you do something to help someone else, which is what community is all about, it multiplies in many different ways. Maybe
Mhm.
some, you feel immediately, maybe some down the road, but this is why I truly believe that even if you're building a business, you have a community because you
Mhm.
have an audience. If you have a business,
Mhm.
product based, service based, and you're selling something to someone, you have an audience and you can turn that audience
Yeah.
into a community. That's it. Like everybody,
Mhm.
everybody, any industry, any business. So, with that being said, can you want to tell everyone about your business?
So my business is Viva Nova Media. It's a creative studio. It's basically heart-led strategy with for social media marketing, online marketing, digital marketing, basically, and branding, so that we can all own our power. And it's more so for purpose-driven brands and community-based organizations where you just want to hone into your voice
Mhm.
and your message and make sure that you're being able to communicate that clearly, confidently, and
Mhm.
consistently in a way that honors you and your audience so that the right people can find you, and the people that do find you, they feel like they're right at home, and
Yeah.
you're not burning yourself out in the process.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've seen your content and I never really quite realized this is what you wanted to do, but I always loved your
I didn't
content.
either.
Like I was always like, wait, like she's really good. And I'm a content snob. I love creating. And so when I would see your stuff, I'm like, ooh, like she knows what she's doing. It looks really good. And so now it all makes sense. You're really good at branding. You're really good at positioning and creating for people. And I'm glad that you're putting your talent and skill out there for others to use, you know?
It's so funny because I don't have the background at all. My background is all finance based. I went to school for business and finance. I have this whole professional career, but motherhood really tapped into my creativity, and that's how it started.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the content and everything and just making
Hmm.
experiences to share the joy.
Yeah.
And I just love, being able to communicate that through a whole bunch
Yeah.
of different lenses.
I think it was there all along. It was just probably in a little box. And when you became a
Yeah.
mom, it just inspired something in you and you opened up the box and the magic just came out. And you're putting it to use. And I
Yeah.
hope that this inspires people out there to, if you have a job and, something like what Fatima was doing before in corporate and, you do have a hobby, it's always nice to explore and see where it could take you because you never know.
Yeah, you don't have to let it's never too late to start something new. And
No.
just because there are other people doing it, or just because you don't know everything that you think you need to know, you're never going to know it
Yeah.
all. You just have to
No.
start. Like
Yeah.
everything that I've learned, just design,
Hmm.
branding, website design,
Yeah.
coding, everything has been all self-taught. Like
Yeah.
you just have to start.
Where there's a will,
And
there's a
I'm
way.
glad I finally started.
See, there we go.
I'm
Okay.
glad I
And I'm
finally
so glad I
started.
get to
Yeah.
see this. I get to see this version of you taking over the
Yeah.
world, and we get to partner and we get to do things together. So I'm so happy for you. Can you
Yes.
tell
Thank
everyone
you.
where they can find you, where to follow you, all the good stuff?
Yes, of course. So you can find me on Vita Nova Media on Instagram. So that's at Vita Nova Media. And then my website is
Hmm.
vitanovamediaco.com. So
Okay.
vitanovamediaco.com. And I
Absolutely.
am starting to I'm actually releasing my newsletter soon. It's going to be called
Ooh.
Founders Notes, and it's a behind the scenes series of like my
Okay.
journey and like all the things that I'm learning as a new founder.
Look at our cute stuff right
Oh,
here.
my little mood board.
Wait, are you what are you hosting it in?
On Flowdesk.
Okay.
Sorry, not Substack yet.
So you're not coming over to the dark side. I see how it is.
I am.
I see how it is.
I am, but I already paid for my Flowdesk
I know, girl.
annual
Get your
membership,
money.
so I'm gonna pilot it on there, and I'm gonna also come on to Substack too. But
Okay.
NJK is on Substack, okay? So
I saw.
we're up there.
Yeah. Okay. I followed and I hearted
Okay.
the first issue. So
Yeah, I saw. Welcome.
I'm on top of it. And we'll put all of this in the notes so everybody can find you. But I'm so happy to have been able to do this episode with you. It means a lot to me. I feel like we've come full circle, and this is not going to be the first time. I'm going to bring you back for more, so get ready. But Fatima, thank you so much for sharing your time and your story with us. It's been such a pleasure. And for those listening, thank you for tuning in. If you love this conversation, be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and share it with someone who needs to hear it. You can find more about Community Made and sign up for our newsletter at communitymade.substack.com, even though Fatima is going to Flowdesk.
It's all right. I'll be on Substack. Okay? Give me about a week. I'll get there.
There we go. All right. I have converted her. See, this is how it works. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you soon.
Alrighty. Bye.